Hey everyone, Matthias here. So, everyone's talking about AI agents, Claude Code, Cursor, ChatGPT, connect your tools, build your own stuff. And honestly, I had no idea what any of that meant. I'm a marketer. I don't write code. I didn't even know what an API key was like up until a couple of months ago. So, I did a little experiment. I took Claude Code here and I tried to connect it to our own product, to Teamfluence, our LinkedIn Signals tool, with zero clue what I was doing. And it built me a full dashboard of my LinkedIn pipeline in about 10 minutes. I'm going to record the whole thing, mistakes included. So if you're not technical either, watch this, because if I can do it, then you can definitely do it. Here's where I started. I literally asked Claude, I need you to connect to my Teamfluence workspace. And I just pasted the link to the web app. Claude started to connect via the browser, like it opened a tab, it went there, and I stopped Claude and I went like, no, not via the browser. Is there any other way? What Claude did is Claude looked for our API documentation to see if we have a REST API, and then asked me a couple of questions. How does Teamfluence expose programmatic non-browser access? And I went like, I don't know, man, you tell me. I'm not sure. Help me find out. And then asked me, what do you actually want to do once connected? And I went with read and pull data. Then Claude found out that Teamfluence does have a REST API. And for that, Claude needed my API key, which I can get from my own Teamfluence workspace. It even told me, and this is great because it went with, to keep the key out of this chat transcript, the cleanest way is for you to put it in an environment variable in your shell. And I literally went, I don't know what an environment variable is, because again, I'm not technical, I'm just a marketer. So Claude went, okay, no problem, let's just paste your API key here in our next message. I don't suggest you doing this whatsoever. This was just for me to just experiment. Then what I did, and this is classic me, I just pasted the wrong thing. Instead of pasting my API key, I just pasted my profile ID from my Teamfluence account. So it started giving me some 404 errors and some authentication errors until I realized that I was pasting the wrong thing. It literally went and said, in your Teamfluence, click on your profile, then scroll to the bottom of the profile page, and then find the API key section and generate and copy the key. So after I pasted the API key, again, do not do this at home, Claude Code connected to my Teamfluence workspace, and this is what happened. So Claude confirmed that my Teamfluence workspace is now reachable via the API, no browser needed, and that now it can pull real workspace leads last 30 days. And it gave me a summary of the things that I can do. Of course, it told me that my API key was in the chat transcript. Of course, I generate another one after this. And then I asked Claude, okay, now give me a list of all things I can do with Teamfluence connected to Claude Code as if I were a GTM engineer. I want to understand the usage of this. And you can also check the website, teamfluence.com. So Claude has more context on what actually can do with this. And this was great for me because I learned a lot of things. Here's a full picture. What Teamfluence plus Claude Code actually unlocks for you as a GTM engineer. First, the mental model. Teamfluence is your LinkedIn signal to pipeline engine. So it captures everyone who engages with you and your team on LinkedIn. So profile views, follows, reactions, comments, connections. Score them against your ICP, enriches them, and pushes them into campaigns CRM. This is great because now I can do a lot of stuff. Like I can pull all workspace leads. I can get leads who engage with a specific post. I can look up leads at a specific company. I can either tag leads, push contacts into a connection campaign, write CRM ID, and so forth and so forth. And then Claude gave me a lot of plays that this enables. Like, for example, lead intelligence and enrichment on demand. Like, pull every lead from the last 90 days, ranked by engagement score plus ICP match. Reports and analytics, so a weekly or monthly GTM report. A spreadsheet or a doc, or actually a shareable visual dashboard. A signal trigger workflow, like for example, route hot leads, score, and then tag by segment, and then push the best into a connection campaign automatically. I can run schedule automations, Like every morning, fetch overnight signals, score, post a digest to a file or channel, sweep new leads, auto tag by source and company. And I can also data out to your stack. So I can export my leads to a Google Sheet, into Metabase for business intelligence, or I can build reusable scripts that I own, for example. So then Claude suggests me a first real build. And this was great because I really wanted to create something. So gave me a couple of options. So a daily hot lead digest, scored, ICP filtered, a signal to CRM auto tagger, or a GTM performance dashboard. And I went, okay, let's start with a GTM performance dashboard for the last 30 days. Just as an example, okay? So it started pulling all the leads from the last 30 days, all my signals, and it created this amazing dashboard, like in a couple of minutes, that has my signals captured in the last 30 days, the amount of qualified leads, the amount of leads with an email that we couldn't reach, a daily digest of my signal captures, the signal sources, pipeline, captured by team member, the geographies, and a list of high intent leads. So these are all the leads scored by engagement scored and by ICP match. What was really nice for me is it explained me what's in it and then what this data is telling me. So it says you're heavily following driven. So 97 of the 133 signals, the 73% are profile followers. Content is underperforming as a signal source relative to passive followers, which ouch, but okay. And then that capture is now concentrated on one person, and that's me. 14 leads have an email. So there's a lot of stuff that I just now have access to just by connecting Claude Code via API to my Teamfluence workspace. There's a lot of more things that I can do. And I can even take this further, like refresh on schedule or broaden the window to 60 or 90 days, or add a work queue in which I can get high scored new leads with email ready for outreach. So from here, I can route them to Lemlist, or I can route them to my CRM, or I can enroll them into an outreach campaign. So there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of things that you can do with AI and LinkedIn. And I'm going to start posting more of these things. I want to showcase you how you can do stuff with Claude Code and Teamfluence from a non-technical point of view. So I'm not technical, as I said. I just connected this for the first time. And as I said, if I can do this, you can do this too as well. All the prompts, all the things that I use are going to be down here in the description. And this is going to be a long section of videos about what you can do with LinkedIn and AI in the next 4 or 5 weeks. Hope you like this, and we see you in the next one. Bye.